The 4th anniversary of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, giving you guys a shot at getting some unique equipment from the Equipment Exchange quest. This is going to be from some time-limited events that usually aren't rerun pretty much ever. You get a lot of different stuff. This is from this right here. You do it one time a day. You'll get a ticket every day you do it from the Equipment Exchange event. We're going over exactly what are the best rewards that you can spend these FFBE Equipment Exchange tickets on. So let's delve into it for you guys. First things first, you have to do that quest every day. It's not hard to do. Also, you can take Gil Finder in there, get a little bit of extra Gil. So make sure you do that. I think you get like 200k just for showing up. 200k Gil, that's a lot of Gil if you bring someone with Gil Finder. But once you get your tickets, you will go to the usual King Mog area, which is going to be the exchange button in the top right hand corner there. We're going to click on that. We're going to teleport our way down into the King Mog, and you actually talk to the King Mog himself. And let's talk about some of the unique pieces of gear that you should at least be getting. You're going to be able to get a lot of these, but these are the ones that you need to make sure that you do pick up because they are the most unique, and you don't want to miss out on having this last chance to get them. So as you can see, the list is pretty extraordinarily long here, but let's talk about some of the ones that are the must-haves out of all of these. So let's go down to the bottom here, and we're going to talk about the wrapped gift. This is going to be a unique piece of gear that you should pick up. This is an accessory. It gives you a little bit of defense and spirit, and it gives you the very important effect of Distracting Bright, which gives you 20% chance of being targeted by an enemy. This is a piece of draw attack gear here. Very, very rare. Almost all of this, for the most part, comes from time limited stuff. So this is going to be one that you're going to need to pick up because it's going to help you build those 100% draw attack builds on your tanks, which means they will always be passively attracting the enemy's threat to your tank. So make sure you pick the wrapped gift up. And another piece of gear very similar to the wrapped gift is actually going to be the K Producer's jacket, which is a body piece. It's clothing, so a lot of units can wear it. And it's going to have the effect of focus attention here. So focus attention, very similar. It's going to be 20% draw attacks there. So make sure you pick both of those up if you do not have them. This is going to help you out with those draw attack builds. Sadly, the big one here, the Moogle Charm from Final Fantasy 15, is not in here. That is a 50% draw attacks accessory. So you have to settle for these two 20%. But if you did watch the FF8 Don't Miss This Gear video that I put up the other week, there also is a materia that gives you 10% draw attacks and 10% dodge. So you can put the K Producer's jacket on, you can put the wrapped gift on, and you can put that that materia on, which I think is junction evasion or something of that nature is what it's called, and that's going to give you 50% draw attacks there. And a lot of tanks have 50% draw attacks passively. So with those three pieces of gear on, you're going to be at 100% there. Those are going to be the main two things to talk about there, which is going to be a pretty huge deal. Now, other ones to talk about here as we go through. There are a lot of cool options to pick up here. One of the most unique, though, is going to actually be Concealing Cloth. Now, you may not actually ever use this one. That's how unique this piece of gear is. You may not use it ever, but if you do use it, you're going to be using it to break some sort of mechanic in the game. Having two of these is fantastic if you're a long-time player. And this is because the Concealing Cloth gives whoever has it equipped the ability to hide from battle for a turn. So you'll be able to hide from battle for 3 to 5 turns here with the Concealing Cloth. You can do this to break some mechanics where you pull a unit out of battle and they don't get hit by anything, and then they come back into battle. And then if you have a second Concealing Cloth, you'll pull another unit out of battle, and you'll cast like a raise or something on your enemy team and do some really weird stuff where you're just dodging out of fights over and over and over. I would pick this one up just in case there's a super hard fight in the future that you can actually kind of cheese with the Concealing Cloth. It's just a really unique piece of gear, and you get enough tickets to pick up a lot of stuff that you should at least get that one for the uniqueness. If alone, just the uniqueness, it makes it stick out there. So there's some other ones in here. There's going to be some element resistance pieces of gear that you can pick up here. There's going to be some asterisk type things. So the asterisk here, if you're a new player, is pretty interesting. If you're a brand new player, this is a two-handed weapon. It is the lightning element. So if you're using lightning elemental two-handed weapon characters that want to use a great sword, this is going to be a pretty powerful piece of gear for you to pick up right away, because it has that two-handed variance, which means that you're doing like 30% bonus damage, which isn't really listed anywhere on the weapon. But that is just how two-handed weapons work in the game, especially great swords there. That is a fantastic pickup there. We have some other things to go over here. I think it's the Chocobo. Is it the Chocobo armor? Is it the Chocobo Armor? Chocobo Armor here has 50% wind resistance. If that's something that you need to utilize there, that could be something that you could pick up there for the wind resistance there. We also have some nice things here. The Dragon's Destiny could be utilized in a weird build because it does have the effect of 5% dodge. So if you're doing some sort of weird in the future or even now, right, a healer or support dodge build, you need that last 5% dodge. Dragon's Destiny could be helpful there due to the fact that not a lot of healers and things can wear like swords or a lot of other weird pieces of draw attack and dodge gear at the same time. We also have options for some other cool stuff down in here. I think the Evoker's Horn, if you're trying to do some of Evo magic things, could be useful. I would pass on that though. We have the Fang Breaker. If you're a new player, definitely pick this one up, especially because Item World is coming out right now. This is a mace that gives 15% HP, which doesn't look like a lot, but because it's a mace, the rare ability for maces in Item World is actually 40% HP. So if you get like the rare ability for the Fang Breaker, which is 40% health, and you roll like another 15% health from just random HP rolls in Item World, you're looking at 70% HP on your weapon slot, which can make your tanks very, very, very tanky. So definitely pick that one up, especially if you're a newer player there. We have some other stuff like the Firefox mask and the Firefox plushie and the Firefox coat. There's a couple of these things floating around there. They're not like game breaking. There's a couple of sets, right? We have like the Tectonic set and the Firefox set, maybe like the Imperial set too. You're gonna notice a lot of these sets that I'm not gonna go through and list them all, right? You see the Festive Suit one here as well. If you're a new player and looking for some free gear with some of your extra tickets, you can go in here and pick some of these out, right? HP, they just have some general stats on them. Nothing super crazy, but those are definitely going to be in your field of view of how good some things could be. The Gladiator Shield is here as well. This has Crisis, which is 5% dodge, so if you're really looking for some more dodge, you could get this. And it also has counter attacks. Some people do utilize this in like a weird draw attack sort of build on things like Mastermind's On and things. You make like Mastermind's On 100% draw attack, 100% dodge. You put Gladiator Shield on him and you can counter attack and build some Lumiverse Gauge crystals for your party there. The Haunted Blaster is a not good weapon because it's two-handed, 50 attack. I want to mention this one because it is two-handed, but unlike the Asterisk, it's got 50 attack on it. It's just really not worth picking up there for you guys. We have some other cool stuff to talk about here. Is it the Jade Moon Pendant? No, the Jade Moon Pendant. This is not Jade Moon Pendant. I always get these two mixed. Oh, it is the Jade Moon Pendant. Okay, so the Jade Moon Pendant is an interesting one, especially for newer players. It gives the ability of Exercise Jade if you put it on a female character. With the ability Exercise Jade can help you out clearing up some trials as you progress through, because this gives immunity to all status ailments for 2 turns to all of your party members. So it's going to be an ability that your character can use, and it's going to nullify poison, blind, sleep, paralysis, confusion, disease, and petrification there for 2 turns. It's not the most overpowered thing, especially if you're a veteran character, because you probably own a bunch of characters who can naturally just do this. But if you don't own a character who can do it and you're a new player, you could pick this up and it'll be very, very powerful for you as you're trying to build up your team and build up your ability to combat a lot of different things in the game. That's going to give you a very powerful ability in your team compositions. Now, speaking of more dodge, the Jet Black Eye Patch is here if you're looking for more dodge stuff. 5% dodge to physical attacks, 15% HP, so it's gonna make you a little bit tankier there. On top of that, there's not a lot of stats itself, right? There's just 18 attack, no defense, no spirit, but if you're looking for dodge, a little bit of HP, that's gonna help you out there a lot. Really, guys, dodge and draw attacks are some of the best pieces of time-limited stuff that you can pick up, and that's where a lot of the time-limited OP stuff has been from. Now, we also have weird stuff like the Lion Saber and the Lumiere. These used to be a lot better. I want to talk about them though, because we used to have a lot of quests and time-limited things where it was like do different elemental damage, and so you'd have the Lion Saber to do wind and earth, and then you'd have Lumiere to do fire, thunder, water, and arrow at the same time, or wind all at the same time. I don't know if these will poke themselves back up in the future. I don't think those sorts of quests return. If you want to be safe though, you could pick them up with your last couple of tickets, but they're not really game-breaking, game-changing pieces of gear to go and get. Now we're going to see the Darkness set here with the Mantle of Darkness. Right, we talked about that stuff already. One interesting one to talk about here is the Morochu Cap. 10% HP, wind resist, earth resist. So if you're looking for more resists, that could be something for you as well. I think Surging Tide has Chaos Wave chaining frames, but that's really not, this Chaos Wave is kind of dead at this point, honestly there. And then we'll go down here, we have the Producer's Jacket. I'm mentioning this one because this is not the one you want to pick up. All right, don't make the mistake. You want the K Producer's Jacket that we talked about before, not the Producer's Jacket. You want the K Producer's Jacket. That's just how that works out there. That's the thing you want, the K Producer's Jacket, all right? Say it with me, K Producer's Jacket. Now, another very, very, very powerful thing to get here is the second knife. If you're a new player, it gives you the effect of dual wield. So you put this on a character, a support, right? Not a lot of supports can dual wield all the time. And what you utilize this for, it's got very terrible stats. I see that, I understand. It's got 5 attack, that's it. But it can give the ability for anyone who can equip daggers normally, the ability to dual wield. And why is that important? A lot of supports have very powerful limit burst pieces of gear. And the item world rare ability for daggers is actually 150% limit burst gauge fill rate, or we call it high tide plus. So you can utilize the second knife, give them the second knife, let them equip their normal rod or staff, or maybe even another dagger if you want to, and run this dagger through item world. You're going to get a free 150% high tide on your support character. Very, very, very powerful for newer players there. And then we have the skull plate, which is worth talking about because it has 400 flat HP, 15% HP, and 30% wind resist there for you guys. And then after that, I mean, we're kind of, you know, we have the Tectonic set again. Oh, and then you have the Tsukiyomi doll, which if you're starting the game out, this might help you level your characters up for a little bit there. You do get 30% EXP bonus there in the head slot, which is actually super unique. And then we have the Water Dragon, which is a two-handed sword, or two-handed katana, excuse me, that gives a bolting strike chaining frame family. Not that useful though for a lot of players out there, but I will mention that as an option. So that's going to be the major things to talk about here. To reiterate, we have Wrap Gift. You also have the Yellow Balloon, which is Focus Attention. This one's only 15% draw attacks, but Wrap Gift, Yellow Balloon, and we come up in here and let's talk about K Producer's Jacket. The K Producer's Jacket, guys, remember, K Producer's Jacket. Pick it up, this one right here, this little stylish one. Oh, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? It's oh, the Unholy Grimoire. So if you're using Shuanglu Xinglong or anything of that nature, you can pick this up, and it's a Dark Element Spirit Staff. So you can use this to make them do dark damage, and it's definitely worth picking up there for you guys as well. I wanted to say Kiyomori, but I didn't actually see Kiyomori in here. I guess I didn't put Kiyomori in here. This Kimono Vest, no Kiyomori in here, guys, no Kiyomori. So Kiyomori was a 10% dodge katana, but it's not in here. So if there's anything that you think I left out, let me know down in the comment section below. Ideally, guys, the ones you don't want to miss out on, don't miss out on the draw attacks gear, don't miss out on the dodge gear if you're working on dodge still. And then after you've kind of gotten that stuff, the things that we mentioned, right, especially if you're a new player, you're looking at like the set bonus gear, there's a lot of that in there, and other unique things that we talked about today. So if you want to see more stuff like this, guys, go ahead, leave a like, comment down below what it is you picked up first, what you mistakenly picked up, because I'm sure there's going to be some people that are like, I picked up the butler's uniform. It was a bad idea. I just wanted my guy to look swagger. But, you know, let me know all that stuff. Until then, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.